I came across this Reddit thread and I said, Child, is you playing with me? Okay, I'll just read it. My husband, who's 28, is living with a female friend, and she, the 22-year-old friend, has become hostile towards me. Okay, so this is what the woman said. My husband and I have been married for 3 years, and our marriage is on the rocks. It mainly started after the birth of our first child, in which he became increasingly irritable, aggressive, and sexually distant from me. Once he started to get physically abusive by grabbing and pushing me, we decided to live at different residences in a desperate attempt to salvage our marriage. That was 3 months ago. I'm currently living with my mom, and I work part time while also taking care of our 18-month son with the help of her mom, not her husband. My husband purchased a new condo with the financial help of his dad and lives with a female friend of his, 22, who he apparently charges rent. I was uncomfortable about his living arrangement with this woman from the moment I found out about it, mainly because we agreed that we are not taking a break in a sense of seeing others, and we are still married and not going through a separation, but just trying to give each other, mainly him, space. Even this part alone, this man is living with another woman, and the other woman is helping him pay rent. The wife is living with her mother and taking care of their kid alone. He became irritable because he wanted out of the relationship. Okay, I'll continue with the story. She has become very hostile towards me, which is strange because she's supposedly only his friend and basically a tenant of his. Girl, is you playing with me? Is you playing? For example, I went to visit him with our son, and the whole time she was sitting near him and staring at me with hatred as if that is her man. When I asked if he and I could talk privately, she said, No, this is our place. And of course, this made everything awkward, so just left shortly after that. I don't know why she would act so hostile towards me if she was just a friend and tenant of his. My husband didn't seem bothered by her rudeness towards me either, and at one point I thought I saw him smirk. I don't know if I should be concerned that he and her have become more than friends, especially since my husband told me through text that him and I are still exclusive to each other. What is the best way to continue with this awkward situation? Okay, these comments basically sum up my thought on it. Girl, girl, girl. Yes, these comments. This is pretty much all she needs to know. But I will give you guys some of the other actual commentary with words other than girl. Okay, so this one says, "Girl, you cannot be this blind. He moved on. He is rubbish for not asking for a divorce already. His female friend is definitely his new girlfriend. You should have dropped his butt when he started abusing you. Get a divorce. He is her problem now. You are young. You will find someone better." Now, keep in mind that I am always talking about the nothing reasons women left. This is definitely up there because soon as she does actually take the step to divorce him, he's going to be blindsided. And I put blindsided in quotation marks. He is telling her that they are exclusive to keep her on the back burner just in case this goes awry with his new girlfriend. The new girlfriend is paying bills and living with her man. I mean, possession is definitely there. Okay, so now this one in the middle. Lucky for you, he just bought a house. In most states, anything purchased while married is community property, so you should get half of that. So yes, this man definitely has put a little bit of jewels in her treasure chest by buying a house. So she will come up on top of that, especially since they do not have a formal separation decree. And then I want to do this one. Not only that, but his behavior had likely started because he was already seeing this new piece. That's the way it was with my ex. He'd always get physical when he had secrets to hide and was messing around with someone else, all the while lying to me and telling me that I was making up stories. This is what gaslighting is. This is precisely what gaslighting is. I'm sure the OP has her suspicions, even if she doesn't want to speak them. It's not even suspicions at this point. He has drawn her a color by number picture. The is right in front of her face. Okay. Don't let him convince you that this is all in your own head. Move on and fight it. Um, don't have any care about him and what he'll lose. He doesn't care the same for you, nor does he have any remorse. Take him for all that you can so that you can start a new life together. You and your son can start a new life together. I was also 23 with a young son dealing with this crap. And then the bottom comment says this: get a divorce ASAP, get him on child support, and live for you and your child. Do not expect anything from him because he is pathetic and a narcissist and has no respect for you. This man does not love you, does not want you, and does not want to be with you. Get far, far away from him. And that is absolutely what I think as well. When people are showing you the signs, just stop ignoring them. And we're going to turn this into a real life situation and speak on what it means to decenter men from your life. You have to remember that sometimes relationships end. Relationships end a lot of the times. And if your whole life will fall apart simply because of a breakup, that is when you need to take a step back and figure out what it is about you that you rely on a man so much as a crutch. This is where women tend to go wrong. Men are not for your security. They're not. It's, you have to be able to live on your own. Being in a relationship is cool. It is, it could be fulfilling to have someone to do life with. But if you are doing life with somebody and is consistently pulling teeth to get them to do the right thing, then at that particular point you have to pull back and say, what am I doing? You do not, especially when there are kids in the equation, you do not want to set them up to believe that a relationship that is this one-sided is normal. You don't want this to be your. I'm going to go back to all of these people saying girl to her, because sometimes people on the outside can see and will speak the truth to what you are clearly ignoring. And that is perfectly fine. And sometimes you don't want to hear it. I get it. But the quicker you cut loose and then move on, the quicker you could build a life with somebody else. Being in your 20s and going through a breakup can suck. However, 20s are still young, 30s are still young. Hell, any part of your life is still young, because there's no particular time in your life that staying with somebody simply to stay with them will ever be appropriate. So, anyways, take this for what it is: a breakup. Move on, start a new life with a new beginning, and keep it moving. That is all that I got on this one. Jump in the comments, tell me what you think. Like, comment, share.